was an island that the ancients described as larger than Asia Minor and Libya combined. Lands of architected harmony, canals and rings of carved rock, gardens and hydraulic machines that brought water and light as if nature itself had been tamed. The men of Atlantis lived according to ancient laws, sought order and splendor, and, according to the chroniclers who told the story to Plato, they were so powerful that their fleets dominated islands and coasts throughout the Mediterranean. This is the core of the first voice we hear, that of a Greek text where an ancient Egyptian priest narrates the origin and end of a magnificent civilization. In the accounts, Atlantis was not only wealth, it was also technology and ritual. In the center of the capital rose a circular temple around a lake and a sacred mountain, and the streets were laid out with a precision that blended geometry and symbolism. Emperor priests guarded secrets of metals, mirrors, and mechanisms that made the city shine. But over time, virtue gave way to greed. Rulers strayed from the laws that once guided them, and the city, once a model of civility, began to expand its ambition until it touched territories that did not belong to it. Plato's narrative uses this story as a warning. Power that forgets moderation attracts the very wrath of the world order. Centuries later, archaeologists and historians looked at the legend with modern eyes and found possible echoes in real places. Among the most discussed hypotheses is the connection with the Aegean Islands, especially the catastrophe of Thera, present-day Santorini. There, a colossal volcanic eruption shook cities, generated tsunamis, and transformed trade routes, leaving records in layers of ash and memories of shattered civilizations. For some scholars, the memory of a great island or maritime power destroyed by natural forces may have fueled the account transmitted to Plato. Imagine, on a night with a short sky, clouds of fire cover the stars. Entire territories are swallowed by waves, and columns of ash block the sun for days. Villages that once thrived on trade with a prosperous island awaken to a world without roots, with cities reduced to ruins. Although sediment layers and excavations at sites like Akrotiri reveal an advanced civilization and a real disaster, the exact timing and scale of the impact remain debated. And that's where the story becomes shrouded in mystery. Some radiocarbon dating places the Great Eruption between the 17th and 16th centuries BC, creating gaps and contradictions in attempts to make the legend fit perfectly into the maps of history. But there is still a third thread running through the tapestry. Many classicists and experts argue that Plato was not merely telling a historical account. He was writing a political parable. For these authors, Atlantis functions as a mirror. The ideal, and later corrupt, city serves the philosopher to reflect on what makes a virtuous society. Still, like any good legend, Plato's story is a sounding board where geological facts, ancient memories, and philosophical metaphors intertwine. And this mixture is precisely what fuels its fascination to this day. In the silence of the depths, between layers of sediment and ancient letters, the possibility remains. What if Atlantis exists only as an idea and a warning, and at the same time, was inspired by a city that actually burned and disappeared? The mystery is twofold and infinite. The search for concrete ruins is an archaeological hunt, but the search for the reason for its fall is an investigation of the human heart itself. It is this ambiguity, Atlantis as place and as myth, that keeps the story alive. In his first video, he invites the viewer to look at ancient maps, listen to the voices of the chroniclers, and feel, for a moment, the ground tremble beneath the feet of the past. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like below and share it with your friends. I'll be back with you in the next video.